Greetings, dear viewers all over the globe. ABC English is back on air after months of rigorous preparations for a decisive rebranding. This is our very first TV news from Africa's diplomatic capital, Addis Ababa. I am your host, Tabitha John, and I'll be bringing you the latest briefs of the hour right after the headlines, so make sure to stay with us. The top stories this hour: a Saudi diplomat says BRICS hoped to bring a bright future and reshape global governance. And fire at a police headquarters in Egypt injures at least 38 people. Our first news for the hour: a two-day event is expected to provide a platform for stakeholders in the human capital development sphere. We're talking about the Ethiopian edition of the second Conference on Human Capital Development in Africa, CHCDA, which aims to catalyze Africa's human capital development through skills development and job creation, that kicked off today in Addis Ababa. The conference is organized under the theme towards building self-sustaining ecosystems, future of jobs, skills development and employability in Ethiopia. The Ministry of Labor and Skills organized the conference in collaboration with the GIZ, ATD Ethiopia and the iCapital Africa Institute. In yet another event, the annual 4th National Adolescents and Youth Health Forum has kicked off today in Addis Ababa, themed "The Power of Partnership, Meaningful Adolescent and Youth Engagement for Improved Health." The forum has brought more than 300 young people and stakeholders together to advocate the agenda of the health of young people. The Ethiopian Airlines, the leading African airliner, has announced that it will increase its weekly flights from Addis Ababa to London City Airport from 7 to 10. The airliner, also a member of the Star Alliance, said it will launch 3 additional weekly flights to London's Gatwick Airport starting November 21st, 2023. The Ethiopian Airlines currently operates 7 weekly flights from Addis Ababa to London City Airport. With the added flights, it will now offer a total of 10 weekly services on the route. The inaugural flight for the new weekly service to Gatwick Airport is scheduled to take off on November 21st, 2023. Ladies and gentlemen, you're watching Addis News Hour, coming to you from the Ethiopian Broadcasting Corporation, the voice of Pan-Africanism. See you in a bit. Turning now to news items selected for detailed analysis, Saudi Arabia, one of the nations which lately joined the bandwagon of the BRICS, is staring at a bright future. That's according to its top diplomat based here in Addis Ababa. Talking to ETV, Fahad Abdullah said the BRICS bloc will bring a bright future for the newly invited countries to join the group's membership. The Saudi Kingdom in Riyadh welcomed the invitation, hoping that the BRICS helps to reshape global governance into a multipolar world order that puts voices of the global south at the center of the world agenda. Ambassador Abdullah had the following to say regarding BRICS membership during his stay with our staff reporter Johannes van Dahun. Take a look at what he said.
For many, BRICS is an emerging counterweight in a multipolar world, aiming at providing a platform for its members to challenge a world order dominated by the United States and its Western allies. The bloc was founded as an informal club in 2009. It is estimated that BRICS, which was founded with the dream of improving international financial institutions such as the World Bank and IMF and building its own institution, will be of great importance to countries such as Ethiopia and Saudi Arabia that are under direct and indirect pressure from international institutions. According to Ambassador of Saudi Arabia in Ethiopia, the invitation of the two countries to the BRICS membership indicates that the increased acceptance of the two countries in the international arena, and he expressed his belief that this group will bring bright future.
The two countries are heavyweight in international field. Two countries, they can participate a lot in this group. So the future for this group is very bright.
The ambassador stated that the relationship between Ethiopia and Saudi Arabia is strong and that Saudi investors with high capital are interested in investing in Ethiopia.
We have big companies in Saudis, they're in mining and hospitality and hospital, in telecom, and petroleum. So we have many companies that they are ready to come and invest in Ethiopia. And Ethiopia, they have a lot of potential in all this field. So we are waiting and we are to finalize some bilateral agreement. Once this agreement is signed, we'll start.
The African continent should use its limited resources effectively to mitigate climate change. The remark came at a global environment facility in Addis Ababa today. National strategy is vital to mitigate climate change in least developed countries, according to the Ministry of Planning and Development, the organizer of the event, which our staff reporter Koshu Melliso attended.
The GEF, or Global Environment Facility, regional programming workshop is underway in Addis Ababa to discuss on how to finance the least developed countries on climate adaptation and mitigation. Speakers on the event called upon to developed countries to finance the climate adaptation and climate mitigation initiatives. It is also urged that the least developed countries to use their potential resources effectively.
Africa and other LDCs are at the forefront of experiencing the adverse effect of climate change and biodiversity losses. We're committed to address these challenges through national strategies and initiatives.
Participants of the event said developed countries should support the implementation of building climate-resilient community in least developed countries.
What developed countries could do is to provide support in terms of how best they can adapt to those situations, as well as also building resilience to the communities and also on the environment. And to do that, developed countries can also provide resources for implementation of programs that are being identified.
Challenges are a lot, and the main financial resources. That's why we have all along requesting developed countries to support us, because we consider that they are the most pollutant, they are historical pollutant.
Louis highlighted that least developed countries should not rely on foreign aid, adding they should design vibrant policy and allocate budget to fight climate change.
We cannot rely only on the developed country. We cannot keep on waiting money from outside. I think the LDCs have also to think of getting money from national resources.
Global Environment Facility Initiative has doubled its support to $20 million per least developed countries. The event, which emphasizes on climate change, carries on till Thursday, ETV learned.
And finally, authorities in Egypt said a huge fire broke out early Monday at a police facility in northeastern Egypt, injuring at least 38 people before firefighters were able to extinguish the blaze several hours later. Tigusar Nisa has the following account from the AFP.
Officials say the place has been contained at the Security Directorate building headquarters in the Sus Canal province of Ismailia. The cause of fire, which ripped through the multi-story police, was not immediately clear. Interior Ministry Mohammed Tawfiq, whose ministry oversees police forces, rushed to the site of city of Ismailia, about 125 kilometers northeast of Cairo. He said a committee was set up to investigate the fire. According to AFP, Hussein Abdel Ghaffar, a spokesperson for the Health Ministry, said in a statement that 12 of the injured were treated at the site, while 26 were taken to the hospitals. All but 2 suffered from breathing difficulties. 7 of the injured were treated and discharged, he added. It was not immediately clear how many police were in the building at the time. Local media reported that the police building was severely damaged in the blaze. Videos circulating on social media shows flames and black smoke pouring out of the building. The state-run MENA news agency said firefighters managed to put out the fire after several hours. Safety standards and fire regulations are poorly enforced in Egypt and have been linked to many deaths. In August 2022, a fire at a packed Coptic Orthodox church during morning services in Cairo killed 41 worshippers in what was one of Egypt's deadliest fires in recent years. Last year, there were more than 49,300 fires in Egypt, resulting 203 deaths and injuries to 855 people, according to the country's official statistics agency.
That's all we had for this hour's news edition. Stay tuned for more updates.